Welcome back to Red Lentil Healing. Happy first week of President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. Transition week. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. I know it has particularly been a rough, very challenging on a spiritual level and emotional level. 4 years, but particularly last week was tough. Kudos to all of you who did not succumb to the pressure and just took a deep breath, relaxed, sat with spirit, and waited. I know it was a long wait, but we got the answers. More states and more ballots are still coming in, which further solidifies the outcome. And just hang tight because there's going to be more to come. We all know that while the win is secure, there's still 70 days until the official transition. So hang tight. A little bit of housekeeping first and foremost. To the new subscribers, thank you guys so much for tuning in and for joining. Welcome. I'm Adrienne from Red Lentil Healing. For the existing crew who has been putting up with my blubbering for the last almost year, thank you guys so much. If you did not watch the election coverage on Jen Lynn's channel, it's like 7 hours long, but it's absolutely hilarious. Go back and watch it. You can pick and choose some little nuggets if you just need a quick laugh. This week is we're doing this is the first official Real Thursday of the month, which means it's Chakra Talk. Lauren and I are going to do it this Thursday. I'm thinking we're going to do just some oracle and just kind of some messages from spirit. So I think that'll be fun. I'm also I believe Johnny from Tarot's Apprentice said he would join, but let me double check and confirm because I know when we talked about it, it was like a while ago. So let me double check. But I'll put the time. It'll be Thursday at, I believe, the 6:30 Central. But I'll put the all the information in the community tab. So check that out. And then last but not least for housekeeping, next Saturday is Petty Party with Jace. If you missed last Petty Party on Halloween, absolutely like in stitches. You may wet your pants from laughing. Weird news facts. Probably going to do more of that next week. So make sure you go subscribe to Jace and check out Petty Party. Okay. So I want to just take a quick look when we do, for this week's Chakra Insight Oracle. Normally we get very, very on point messages for spirit, but I just want to kind of ask, I want to ask two different questions. So I want to get how we typically get, what's the message for the week? How can we empower ourselves? But I also want to look at what is the collective world feeling right now after everything was announced Saturday. So first look is messages from spirit, some tips and tricks for the week, how we can align ourselves. And the second pull is going to be, how is the world feeling from just an energetic perspective? So first card we get is our Sacral Chakra with relationships. Your Sacral Chakra is your house of emotions, pleasure, joy. It can also be creativity, all of that good stuff. So this is all about intimacy, freedom, acceptance, and trust. One thing that I heard that was reoccurring from a lot of my friends was, how are they going to rebuild their relationships with people who think very differently from them? And from a spiritual perspective, right, we've got to look at relationships. We are not just an island. We are all interconnected. So how do you repair your relationships was the question they were asking. So this card is giving us that, I'm not going to say permission because that's, you never need permission, but I guess permission, actually the cue to look at them and start analyzing them. It's hard to walk away from a family member, exactly. But so you may not want to do that, but you may have to go, okay, how do we start having different conversations? Or maybe I may have to just walk away. because my relationship with myself is more important. So just taking a look at your sacral chakra and really just working on what I think is the two keys here is acceptance and trust. You have to accept that this person may not change, and trust that whatever situation and whatever decision you make, the universe supports you. You may also have to accept that I may need to work differently to maintain this relationship. And then trust yourself and spirit, knowing that spirit has you to go ahead and figure out how to reestablish that relationship and on what new levels and what new grounds. So sacral chakra with relationships. Next card we get is our third eye chakra. This is our overall third eye chakra card. So just talking about using our intuition, we're all psychic in some way, shape, or form. That's why we all have a gut instinct. So working on making sure we're just listening to ourselves more. Pause for a second. Listen to yourself. Is your own self trying to tell you things about how to work, how to navigate, how to move forward? So just really tune in to your third eye chakra. And by tuning in, I mean just taking a step back and paying close attention to whatever additional information you may be getting, or any spidey senses is what I love to call it. Okay. And then compassion, heart chakra. Okay, it's our last card. This is about caring, empathy, acceptance, and gentleness. Compassion is such a beautiful thing, and it's such a powerful thing. I'm going to say something that's going to sound crazy, so just bear with me. Sometimes having compassion isn't always just running to and forgetting how you may feel and just working to pacify and be the bigger person. Sometimes compassion really is just kind of taking a step back, holding space for yourself in addition to holding space for somebody else. Sometimes compassion and caring and that empathy can really just be, you know what? I'm going to compassionately love you from afar. I'm going to very, very compassionately let you have your meltdown. And I'm not gonna say anything out loud, but I'm just gonna let you have it because you need to get those emotions out. You need to work through your emotions. But understanding that I need to first and foremost have compassion for myself. I need to make sure that I am in a place of gentleness, caring, empathy, and acceptance with myself. Because sometimes you just don't have the space sometimes to be compassionate, because you haven't been compassionate with yourself and for yourself first. So before we try to be compassionate for others, let's make sure we're compassionate and holding that space for ourselves so we can truly hold that space for others. Okay? So that's what we have this week. Sacral chakra with how do we repair and start building these relationships. Third eye chakra with our psychic spidey senses. How do we listen to ourselves and those little gut messages that we're getting? And then compassion, heart chakra, holding space for ourselves and trying to hold space for others. So that is our message for the week. Now, as promised, how is the world feeling right now? What is the world collectively? Anybody outside of these United States of America, how are they feeling? That's so funny. It lines up perfectly. So pleasure, enjoyment, beauty. This is another sacral chakra card. Indulgence. There is some pleasure in hoping that things will starting to move in a different direction. So kind of taking pleasure like we're celebrating here, or a lot of people are celebrating, or just kind of, even if they aren't celebrating, kind of just taking that pregnant pause to just kind of breathe for a second. That is kind of what I'm feeling. Connection. Okay, so another heart chakra card. Universal oneness, love, interconnection, and support. Hoping that, seeing this as we can start feeling connected as a world again, as a earth, as a mama earth, as human spirits, hopefully starting to break down this divide of us versus them and just start remembering that we are all connected. If there is anything that Rona taught us, is that we are not islands. We are so interconnected So just trying to and hoping to get back to that heart chakra space of just remembering interconnectivity and oneness. And then sacral solar plexus chakra with personal boundaries. I'm gonna let this focus. This is all about there we go. This is all about choice, assertiveness, empowerment, and authenticity. Okay, so now that we've exercised our personal boundaries in the States, how can they start doing? How can the world start doing that? How can everybody start going out and collectively feeling empowered to start making change? There are a lot of countries that are getting ready to go back on lockdown. So that's another thing that's kind of encroaching and working on their personal boundaries. How can we make better choices, better decisions, so we can get some of these cases down, so this doesn't continue to spread? How can we work on our own energy, our own selves, to work on our environment? Like I always say, you got to take care of yourself first before you can take care of your friends and family. How can I take care? What do I need to work on in my own home first, so we can then work as a community to get through together? So there you have it. I hope this was helpful and insightful. Please make sure you are taking care of yourselves, guys. It's a lot of us are remembering that it has been coming to the realization of just how exhausted and traumatized we have been. So just, it's okay to take that time to just understand that and recognize it. Sit with it. Don't run from it. Just sit with it. And just understand that it's going to take a minute. Don't hold other people to very unrealistic expectations of fixing things overnight. Understand that this is a marathon and not a sprint. So work on making sure you are taking care of yourselves, and we will get through this together. All right, guys, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Until the next video, take care of yourselves. Bye, guys.